The weird part isn't that time moves fast. It's that you barely remember where it went. Monday becomes Friday. January becomes June. Then somehow, another year is gone. And every time you notice it, the same thought hits. Wait, wasn't I supposed to be further by now? That question stings because it's not really about time. It's about you. The version of you that had plans. The version that said, this year will be different. You were going to get disciplined, fix your sleep, start the project, heal, change. And maybe you did, for a week, maybe 2. Then life happened. Work got busy, stress showed up, you got tired, you started postponing things. Nothing dramatic. That's what makes it dangerous. Most people think life falls apart through catastrophic mistakes. Usually it doesn't. It drifts quietly. A little delay here, a little avoidance there. One more day, one more week, one more, I'll start tomorrow. And this is where things start falling apart. Because tomorrow has a strange habit. It keeps arriving, as today. You know that feeling. You wake up. Check your phone before your eyes fully adjust. Notifications, messages, news, reels, a quick scroll. Then suddenly, 40 minutes disappeared. You rush into the day already mentally scattered. By afternoon, you feel behind. By night, you're too drained to do the thing you actually cared about. So you tell yourself, tomorrow, again. But here's what nobody realizes. Your life is not shaped by your intentions. It's shaped by what you repeatedly tolerate. Read that again. Not what you want, what you allow. That uncomfortable gap between what you say matters and what gets your actual attention. That gap becomes your life. And that's hard to hear, because most people don't have a motivation problem. They have an avoidance problem. You don't avoid because you're weak. You avoid because discomfort feels expensive, starting feels expensive, trying feels risky, caring deeply feels dangerous. Because if something matters, failure hurts more. So your brain gets clever. It protects you. Not through obvious sabotage, through subtle distraction. Open another app, watch another video, consume another podcast, research more, plan more, think more. Do anything except face the thing that makes your chest tighten. At first, this feels harmless, productive even. You convince yourself you're preparing, learning, optimizing, getting ready. But the strange part is, sometimes preparation becomes procrastination, wearing expensive clothes. That one lands hard. Because deep down, you already know enough to change. You know how to wake up earlier. You know junk food makes you feel worse. You know scrolling at midnight destroys sleep. You know avoiding hard conversations makes anxiety grow. Information isn't missing, action is. And wait until you realize why. The reason years feel faster as you age isn't only biology, it's repetition. Novelty stretches time, repetition compresses it. Think about childhood. Summers felt endless. A single year felt huge. Why? Everything was new. New people, new places, new emotions, new experience. Your brain recorded everything. Now look at adulthood. Wake up. Same phone, same apps, same routes, same routines, same conversations, same loops. When days become predictable, memory becomes blurry. And blurry memory makes time feel faster. This changes everything. Because maybe time isn't speeding up. Maybe you're becoming less present. That's uncomfortable, but honest. How many moments do you fully experience anymore? Eating while scrolling, walking while listening, resting while consuming, working while multitasking. Even relaxation isn't relaxation, it's stimulation. Constant input, constant noise, constant escape. Silence feels strange now. Stillness feels unnatural. Being alone with your own thoughts for 10 minutes, for many people that feels harder than working. Ask yourself something. When was the last time you sat in silence, without reaching for something? No music, no video, no phone, no distraction. Just you. And if that sounds unbearable, that matters. Because sometimes the reason time disappears is because you're trying not to fully feel it, not consciously, but emotionally. You stay busy, stimulated, occupied, because slowing down creates space, and space reveals things: regret, loneliness, fear. That quiet feeling that you might be wasting years. That's when the real problem begins. Because now you aren't only avoiding tasks, you're avoiding awareness. And the more you escape awareness, the faster life feels. Not because life changed, because presence disappeared. Here's the truth. Most people don't want to hear. You are not losing your life in huge dramatic moments. You're losing it in invisible ones, tiny moments, forgettable ones. The moments where you choose numbness over presence, escape over awareness, comfort over truth. And no, this doesn't feel dangerous while it's happening. That's exactly why it works. Nobody wakes up and says, "I'm going to waste the next 5 years." It happens quieter than that. You postpone one uncomfortable conversation, delay one meaningful risk, ignore one growing dissatisfaction, then distract yourself so you don't have to feel what you already know. And the scary part? You can function like this for years. From the outside, everything looks fine. You go to work, reply to messages, laugh at jokes, pay bills, show up. Life continues. But internally, something feels off. There's a quiet disconnect, a strange emptiness, like you're present physically, but absent psychologically. And this is the part most people miss. Time doesn't feel fast because life is short. Time feels fast when memory becomes shallow. Think about your last 30 days, not the highlights, the actual days. Can you remember them clearly, or do they blur together? Morning, phone, work, stress, screens, fatigue, sleep, repeat. That blur is telling you something. Your mind only strongly encodes moments that carry novelty, emotion, or presence. So when every day feels like a recycled version of the last, your brain compresses it. 1 week feels like 1 day. 1 year feels like a month. That's why people suddenly panic at 30, or 40, or 60. Not because aging itself is terrifying, because realization hits. I was here, but I wasn't fully here. That realization hurts. Because deep down you know the difference between living and passing time. You know the difference between being awake and being aware. And this changes everything. Because the solution isn't do more. That's the trap. More goals, more systems, more optimization, more productivity. Sometimes that becomes another distraction, a socially accepted form of escape. Because you can stay busy forever. Busy doesn't mean alive. Productive doesn't mean present. Even achievement can become avoidance. That sounds strange until you notice it. Some people chase success because stillness feels terrifying. If they stop moving, they might hear themselves. And maybe you understand that more than you admit. Maybe the reason you constantly consume, constantly plan, constantly think, isn't ambition. Maybe it's fear. Fear of slowing down long enough to ask real questions. Questions like, am I actually happy? Do I even want this life? What am I avoiding? Who am I becoming? Those questions are heavy, but avoiding them doesn't make them disappear. It only makes time disappear faster. Wait until you realize the irony. The thing you think protects you from discomfort is often stealing your life. Distraction protects you from pain, for a moment. But it also protects you from clarity, from presence, from change. Because change requires awareness. You cannot transform what you refuse to see. So maybe the first step isn't fixing your whole life. Maybe it's smaller. Much smaller. Pause, that's it. Pause long enough to notice. Notice how often you escape. Notice when discomfort appears. Notice what triggers autopilot. Notice what you reach for when silence arrives. Phone, food, entertainment, noise, work. Attention goes somewhere every second. Where is yours going? Because where attention goes, life follows. And maybe this is what adulthood quietly teaches. Nobody is coming to rescue your time. No one will hand you presents. No one will protect your attention for you. If you don't choose consciously, something else chooses. Algorithms, urgency, habits, fear, comfort, they will happily design your life for you. Minute by minute, scroll by scroll, year by year, until one day you look back and wonder where everything went. But here's the good news. Awareness changes the game. The moment you truly see the pattern, autopilot weakens, not instantly, not perfectly, but meaningfully. You begin returning to yourself. One conscious breath, one intentional choice, one present moment at a time. You stop asking, how do I slow time? Wrong question. The better question is, how do I become more present inside time? Because you cannot control how fast years move, but you can control whether you are awake for them. And maybe that's the real fear underneath everything. Not death, not failure, not aging, absence. Living a whole life without fully inhabiting it. So maybe today doesn't need to be revolutionary. Maybe it begins with something quieter. Put the phone down. Sit in silence. Look at your life without anesthetic. Feel what's there. No escape, no performance, no distraction. Just honesty. Because if this felt uncomfortable, good. That discomfort might be awareness returning. And if this felt a little too real, maybe that's the part you shouldn't ignore.